Hello everybody, and welcome to a game review. This week, or I should say this time, it's about TitanFall. Now I first would like to start off by saying, even though this was developed by Respawn Entertainment, which is got a lot of ex-Call of Duty developers, this gameplay is nothing like Call of Duty, and definitely nothing like Battlefield. If you go into this game and try and play it like either of these two games, you will fail, and you will fail hard. I tried that the first few matches and, well, I couldn't win a single one. But if you play this game the way it's intended to, and that is to stay moving, to stay vertical, and to use lightning quick reflexes, then you will succeed every single time. The maps around this have been designed around this with verticality and movement kept in mind. There's a lot of routes to take, there's a lot of directions you can come at. Enemy players can come from any direction. They can come from above, they can come from the left, the right, behind you, below you. They're running off walls. They can hang on walls and sit there with weapons. They can do pretty much anything you can think of. So when you play this game, you have to be on your toes. There's something unique to this game as well, is what's called burn cards. And these are one-time buffs each match. You can take 3 of these in each match, and they last for a single life. So if you activate one and get killed straight away, that's gone. And unfortunately, that's the way it works. Now, another thing about this game is that every pilot has its own special ability. So when you're making a loadout, you can choose from several abilities. Now, these can range anything from a cloak to spotting enemy AI and players easier, to being able to see through walls temporarily. The list goes on and on and on. They've got their advantages, they've got their disadvantages, but they all play into their own niche. So if you want to go stealthy, then you can use the cloak. If you want to go aggressive, you can use the see-through walls perk. You know, everyone has its own abilities and its own disadvantages. So obviously as a cloak, you know, you can't really run out into the open just because you're cloaked, because you can still be seen. It's going to fool enemy AI in the game modes, because obviously that was one of the controversies when Respawn announced that the game was only going to be 6 on 6 and the rest of the people out there were going to be controlled by the AI. Then, you know, the cloaking ability, it will fool the AI and it will fool people's Titans that are on autopilot, but it won't fool enemy players. You're actually still quite obvious to spot. I mean, obviously if they're not paying attention they won't see you, but otherwise they will be. And once you actually figure out that you've got to look for these people, then you'll spot them from a mile away. There's a couple of gameplay modes that are quite different to your standard gameplay modes that you'll find in other shooters. First one of these is attrition. It's TitanFall's version of Team Deathmatch, but it plays nothing like Team Deathmatch. Now, the score's not based on kills, it's based on what you've killed. So, for example, an enemy AI that you come across, which litter the battlefield, they're only worth a single point each. Whereas an enemy pilot or an enemy player, they're worth 4. Likewise with an enemy Titan, they're worth 4 points. So you can win in 2 ways. You can go exclusively after enemy players, or you can go hunt for the enemy AI. And the way that works is that the enemy AI obviously deploy in packs. So if you take out an entire pack, you get a bonus, and for every consecutive AI that you kill, you also get a modifier. So if you manage to take out 4 enemy AIs in one go, then you've equivalated the amount of points that you get for a pilot, you know, or for a Titan. And there's a couple of modes that are standard. You've got your domination, you capture the flag, and there's also a last man standing, which is called last Titan standing, which it plays a bit like search and destroy in Call of Duty, in that you only have 1 life per round, and when the enemy team, or in this case the enemy team's Titans are all destroyed, that match is over. Now, from what I understand, because I haven't actually played this map, is that when you get out of your Titan, that's it. The Titan then does not count, and your team's actually lost that Titan. So there have been people who get out of their Titan at the start of a match and then go and jump on their opponent's Titans. Now, I'm not sure if this actually counts or not, but I'd have to check with a friend. But I believe it does disqualify that pilot's Titan from the actual match. But next on this is the weapons. You've got your pretty much standard fare for shoes. You've got your assault rifles, your SMGs, your sniper rifles, which actually aren't that common. Same with the shotgun and the LMGs. The most unique thing that this game has is its anti-Titan weapons. Every single pilot is equipped with one. So you've got your primary weapon, which will be your assault rifle or your SMG or whatever you have. You'll have a pistol, and then you'll have your anti-Titan weapon. The anti-Titan weapon is not effective against pilots and enemy AI. It's only effective against enemy Titans. So it'll deal. There's one of them that's called the mag launcher, which fires magnetic grenades. So they'll arc up, and then if there's an enemy Titan nearby, they'll veer off and lock onto it before exploding. If you try and use this against enemy grunts or against enemy players, it just won't work. You'll have to fire too many clips into the person to do enough damage. And by that time, they'll have turned around and they'll have shot you themselves. So these weapons, you can't consider them as a portable rocket launcher, just because they're not effective. They're not like RPGs or anything. They're only effective against enemy Titans. The melee in this game is also very unique in that you have two melees. You have your standard melee, which is a jump kick, and then if you manage to get behind an enemy player, you have what's called an execution. It essentially breaks a person's neck, and both are insta kills, but they're both different in a way that the challenges will call for, perform 10 executions on pilots or perform 10 jump kicks on pilots. And the main reason people would buy this game is for the Titans. As you probably know already, there's 3 different chassis, and each chassis has its own core ability. These are abilities that as soon as you get into your Titan, they start to count down. The more people you kill, the faster they'll count down. So the first Titan you have is called the Atlas, and this is the all-round Titan. So it's got mid-range health, it's got mid-range damage, mid-range shields, everything like that. Its core ability is actually called Damage Boost. So what it does is for a brief period of time, once it's been activated, it boosts the Titan's damage output. So your primary weapon and your secondary weapon will do increased damage for however long the core lasts. And the next Titan is the Ogre core. The Ogre is the tank class. So it has increased shields and increased health, though it does suffer from movement. It's a very slow Titan, even when you put it into sprint. The Titans also have what's called a boost. These give you a single direction leap, essentially. So the Titan will jump in that direction quite quickly. The Atlas has 2 of these. The Ogre only has 1. The Ogre's core ability is called the Shield Core. And what this does, it increases your shield, I believe, by 3 for the period that the core is activated. So you can take in more damage than normal. Now the last Titan that is currently available is called the Strider. The Strider is the light class. It's designed for rapid assaults. It has 3 boosts, and its core ability is called Boost Core. And what this does is it gives you unlimited boosts. So you can, once this is activated, you can act as a lightning attacker. You can boost in, do a lightning raid with rockets and with your weapons before boosting out without taking any damage. It's very, very difficult to use, as the Strider it's the lightweight, so it has very few shields, very little health. So the Strider is designed to stay moving. If you stop moving in the Strider, you'll become a magnet for other Titans and other players. Now all the Titans obviously have a defense. There's 3 defenses. There's the Vortex Shield, which captures enemy projectiles and then redirects them back. There's the Particle Shield, which acts as a one-way force field. So enemy fire will be stopped, whereas friendly fire will pass through. And the final one is called Electrified Smoke, and this is designed primarily to deal with enemy rodeo attacks. And what a rodeo attack is when an enemy player jumps onto the Titan and starts shooting directly at its insides. Right? Now, with other Titans without this electrical smoke perk equipped, will have to dismount from their Titan in order to deal with it, or rely on friendlies to take the person off. So the last thing that needs to be covered really is the Titan weapons. You've got a range of weapons that go anywhere from a Gatling gun to a 40mm cannon, and they fill in a niche of roles. The 40mm cannon is mainly used for sniping, so it's long range, high damage. On Titans it does take a lot of shots. It does take at least 2 shots to drop a pilot, but that's mainly because in Titanfall pilots have more health than most other games. Most other games only have 100 health. In Titanfall pilots have 200 health. So it takes around 2 shots to drop a pilot with the 40mm cannon, but you've got lots of things. You've got electrical arc cannons, got plasma cannons that need charging before being fired, and you've got rocket launchers. And then you also have offhand rocket weapons. You've got a rocket salvo which fires a bunch of rockets at once, and you've got cluster missiles, you've got safe warheads, and you've got lock-ons as well. Yeah, there's a variety of weapons, there's a variety of Titans. Each one has its own playstyle, each one has its own advantages and disadvantages. And the main thing about this game that I'd like you to take away from this review is that when you do start playing it, the key is to keep moving. If you stop moving, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. So if you play the game like Call of Duty, which is, you run around with an assault rifle, you sit in corners, then it's not going to work out for you. However, if you play it like Titanfall is intended to play, so it's you keep moving, you keep sprinting, you take out grunts, you take out enemy players, you take out Titans, you keep moving, you go cloaked, you wall run, you double jump, you do movements that people don't expect. Because that's the thing with this game, is that because you've got so much variety in the way that you can move around the battlefield, attack can come from any direction. And there's been multiple times when I've been attacked from above, I've been attacked from below, I've been attacked from front and the person's jumped away, and then all of a sudden they're behind me and I'm dead. So you've really got to keep your eye open, you've got to keep moving, you've got to play to the map's advantage, you've got to play to your own advantages. So if you're using an SMG, you need to stay in close quarters. If you're using an assault rifle, you need to keep them at range. It's a very unique, it's a very fun, very new take on your standard first person shooter. I give it a 10 out of 10. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm going to be having a lot of fun with it in the months to come. I'm looking forward to the DLC. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting more Titan chassis, more weapons and more maps. I'm really hoping that the next Titanfall comes out soon. And obviously not too soon, because I don't want them to rush it like they're starting to do with Call of Duty, being an annual release now, even though it's got 3 developers. But it's just an all-round game. It's very fun to play. It's very unique. If you pick it up, you're definitely not going to be disappointed. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope it was helpful. I hope you took something away that was useful from this review. Please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Volpine Fever out.